movement of this.
Hi. Can you tell us who you are and what we're doing here today?
My name is Michael Lipson. I'm a member of the Coalition for Asian Justice for Monterey County, as well as a participant in the organizing committee for the Walk of Remembrance. And the Walk of Remembrance recognizes the history of a Chinese village that existed on the shores of Pacific Grove, established in the early 1850s. It was one of the first villages with men, women, and children in the United States. And it was the site where the first commercial fishing took place in Monterey Bay. The local indigenous people fished and were very adept at it, but they did not do it commercially. They did it to feed themselves. So this village harvested abalone and then fished for salmon and other such things, and dried the fish and sent it to San Francisco, and in some cases all the way to China, because abalone was a delicacy. And we have a wonderful scale model here of the village and an explanation of the origins of the village and the challenges that they faced, including the Chinese Exclusion Act. Ultimately, this village was established before Pacific Grove was anything more than grazing grounds for cattle and sheep. But over the years, Pacific Grove got established and the city of Monterey expanded, and so what was wilderness when the village was first established became valuable property. And unfortunately, in 1906, a fire of suspicious origins destroyed the village, and the Chinese were forced to leave. It was a traumatic experience for the Chinese, and it was not something that the residents of Pacific Grove were proud of, although there may have been some deliberate effort to do this. And so the history disappeared for many years until first a Cabrillo College professor wrote a book on Chinese in California. And then, if we look over here, a descendant of the village, Jerry Lo Sabato, visited Point Lobos and saw a photograph which she thought was her grandmother. When she went to talk with her great-grandmother, when she went to talk about it with her mother said, "I don't want to talk about it," because the Chinese were afraid that they would be attacked again. But over time, she was able to gather more information and then launch the Walk of Remembrance, which starts here at the museum and then goes along the shore all the way down to Hopkins Marine Station, which is adjacent to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. And that's where the village was located. So we can see history reconstructed. And there, as you see, wonderful models of the village, and then posters which give you the history. What is encouraging is that after many decades of discrimination and other misunderstandings, that Pacific Grove has now embraced this as a part of their history and making people understand the role of the Chinese in our local society. This was an important place in terms of the entire United States, because most of the Chinese coming to the United States were men, initially to join in the gold rush and then later to work on the building the railways. But here we have men, women, and children, the first family settlements in the entire United States. Well, Michael Croft, who constructed them, if you look at them, you can see the detail of this. And the newest one is right over here. actually see where these people lived.
The Blair.